Yeah, I guess first when you look back at Saturday, what did you think of that kind of defensive performance for you guys?
Well, I think it, again, I try to, keep an overview. I thought our defensive line played better in the game. I thought that was the best part of our game, and most consistent, a little more productive. Really played some better coverage than I thought during the game. Had some real good tight coverages at times, so that was better. But a couple run situations again were real disappointing. And then to play cover zero and give up an explosive pass is disappointing. So again, overview is we got up and we played with some energy. Had some good performances again from players that are still developing and ascending. That's the positive. Get a win was big for all of us.
As a defense, obviously doing a better job than anything on the other team's offense for making plays better than last year. But those opportunistic plays, like the Darren Bates fumble return, that hasn't happened as much. How good was that to see?
Yeah, it was great to see. I mean, it's just been a year where the takeaways haven't been there for us. But that's where we are. We're still not a big, strong, penetrating, explosive defense that usually creates those kinds of things during a game. So again, part of that can be schematics in terms of guys in a new system not playing as fast as you want them to and such. But bottom line, we just haven't impacted offenses the way you really want to on defense.
With that said, the fact that now you guys haven't played like that, it's changed the game. Do you think you got over the hump in that category and looking for maybe some more of those plays?
Well, definitely looking for more of those plays. I don't know. Hard question to answer. Certainly, you feel like once they feel a play like that, there's a certain excitement that goes with it, and it's more encouraging to a group of guys to be a part of something like that. And hopefully, that generates the explosive, the takeaways, and brings more of an energy to the defense that those kinds of things happen more.
How much difference does a healthier D4 make for you guys up front, giving you another pass rusher?
That's a big difference. Big difference. He's battled injury all year long, not been 100%, and he's a guy that we do have that has that suddenness and explosion, and has a physical trait that's strong, and we just haven't felt it this year.
Is he closer to that last Saturday than he's been in a while?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. He had a couple opportunities for some sacks that I think if he was really greased up, he probably would have gotten. But yeah, he definitely had a positive impact on our defense.
Brian, what difficulty does it cause? Obviously some, but how do you deal with a team that can run it and throw it the way Georgia can?
Difficult. Good defense is about finding the strength of an offense and schematically deciding how you're going to take it away. And the running game's obvious. The two freshman running backs are fantastic. And again, they've been together a long time in an offense. Mark and Mike, and they do a really fine job of it up front. So to stop the run is a difficult task. I mean, both the running backs average over 6 yards a carry. And then you've got this perimeter presence where explosive plays exist out there. So it's real tough, difficult.
How does it help you to have some idea of what their concepts are from having been there?
Well, not as much as you might think, because again, you're still battling against the idea of stopping a run game with deep balls being thrown on the outside. So the answer to that is more about timing of calls than it is necessarily about trying to do both in scheme. So you hope you time some good calls up when they are going to throw the ball deep, and likewise against the run.
How has your relationship with your players changed since the spring and the preseason, where a lot of that was just talking and scheming and all of that. Once you get into the meat of the season, 10 weeks, how has that evolved?
Well, I think it's been, you know, difficult to, continually push to them the idea of, polishing their tools and learning their trade, and ultimately executing the way you need to execute to be great. When emotionally you're dealing with so many things, losing ball games and moments of bad play, critical plays in a game where we didn't get the job done, So it's just, it's always hard when you're battling a losing season with some of the emotional pieces that kind of go along with it. So, spring ball and all was all scheme, fundamentals, and all of that. It still, has to be scheme and zoom focus on what you need to do, but at the same time, you want to be energetic and keep them working hard too, because the other part of great play is passion.
Can you compare it to when you started out at Georgia and your first year there? Compare and contrast it.
Yeah, I remember. That was a situation where we had to really change the culture of defense there. It was kind of built around an offensive situation under Coach Donnan. No disrespect meant, in regards to that, but they just hadn't played the kind of defense that maybe some of the personnel indicated that you could. So we started out. It was rough. I remember we had a few, tough games, some high yardage games, and it seems to me about seventh game of the year, we started gaining consistency and a confidence, and then by the end of the year we were playing pretty solid ball. I think that team was like 17th in the nation in scoring defense, and we had some good players that played in the NFL for a long time. So we had talent. The culture change was really the tough part of that first year.
Does that whole work in progress roll over to future years when, like you said, you get the David Pollacks and?
Oh yeah, I mean, from a chemistry standpoint, after that first year, we were on point. Great chemistry mix.
I know you've been gone for a while, obviously, but you have never played Georgia since working there. What has this been like for you, and what do you expect it to be like?
Again, I've got a lot of good friends there, and a lot of great memories, and certainly have a tremendous amount of respect for Mark and Mike and what they've done at Georgia over the years. It's a fine resume. Mark gave me my real first break in this business, so respect, and then the guys that played for me and the fans at Georgia. Just such a fantastic time, in my life. I certainly am aware of all of that, but I'm also been in it long enough where I know that when the whistle blows to start the game on Saturday night, that it's a ball game. It's a thinking man's game, and it's an emotional game, and and that'll really be the focus.
When you went to Atlanta, obviously you're right next door. You maintained a lot of communication, talked to Mark and the guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think less and less over the years, but a couple of times a year we would talk.
Were there, there's really not